Good evening or good afternoon. Just going online right now to update you guys and give you an update of what's going on around here. This morning there was a detection at a couple of the military bases, Yokosuka and Atsugi, both detecting radiation. I'm not sure if it's parts per million, their measurement that the Japanese people are talking about, or the G dub, which is one of the I forgot what it's called. Air carriers. Sorry, air carrier ships has nuclear detections, very sensitive nuclear equipment on board of the ship, so they can detect that kind of stuff. Atsugi also on base. They're saying it's zero point zero 0.01 or zero point zero 0.02 parts per million. I guess it's parts per million. It could be just their maybe radions or something like that. But as a precautionary thing, it's not a hazard to anybody's health yet. But what were they were saying? They were saying that everybody needs to stay indoors, not go outside, and if you're in your if you work in a business, stay in your business. If you work at home, stay at home. Don't go out and go around anywhere. So I see it as a good thing that at least they're telling people to do that, but I'm also seeing it as a bad thing because everyone knows that the Japanese economy is not doing good, and this doesn't help it at all. So you have to kind of think of it from the point of view of if you had a business here in Japan, a restaurant, a shop or a store, most of your clientele work or came in at night after hours or during the day, you practically have no business anymore. Not only because of the brownouts and stuff like that. I'm not sure how the south parts of Japan are affected, but definitely around Tokyo and Yokohama and all those areas. I'm not sure about Osaka, but most of these areas up north are drastically affected by the brownouts, the rolling brownouts that are scheduled brownouts, basically. Uh, as you heard about the nuclear plant exploding this morning, I think that was Tower 2 that exploded. 1 and 3 already did, but number 2 seems to be the worst because it's leaking the radioactive chemicals into the air. Supposedly, a couple of Navy guys doing a flyby of the area got exposed to radiation. I don't know if they were contaminated or not, but they were sent back to the ship and they relocated the ship out of the area. Um, what else is going on? There's still earthquakes. There's still minor earthquakes, and minor compared to the 9.0. We're talking about like 4.0s and 3.0s and 6.0s around there, the average anyway. Um, I guess their death toll count is projected to be over 15,000 now, but like I said, that's nowhere near what they're projecting. The good news is they're still finding survivors. Surprising enough, 72 hours later, they're still pulling people out of the rubble. Like earlier today, they found a woman underneath rubble. She was in her 60s. She survived. They found a couple other people. They're in the hospitals in critical condition. Um, but like I said, those warnings about the tsunami stuff, there's no way. If you look at those videos, there's no way that they evacuated 1 million people. There's no way. Even now, they're trying to evacuate people from those nuclear sites to go past the 20 kilometers, 30 and 40 kilometers, but they're running into an issue. The issue is no gas. Can't put gas in the car, can't move people. So, and that issue with the gas is not just there. It's pretty much all over Japan. I see it more in around here, like Yokosuka, Yokohama area, and it's starting to become a big issue. Lines out the wazoo. Um, People on base are reporting that they're running out of fuel too, but they're not really worried about it because they say, oh, the next day we'll get another shipment. But I went shopping around Yokosuka to just get some things like water and food and stuff like that, and it is bare. You go through there, you can't find like a lot of stuff. It's just not there because everybody's buying it up by the hordes. So, as I stated earlier, I think that the parts per million or whatever their counting ratio that they're saying is not substantially negative against human beings, is not life threatening, is a big lie. And the reason why I say that is because if you look at the distance from, if you was to pull up a map, a Google map, and you look at Fukuyama, um, where the nuclear power plants are, and you look at and put Yokohama, and you look at the two areas, you'll easily see that there's easily like 200 miles. By I don't know if, I don't remember how Google Maps measures it, but I think they measure in miles on Google Maps, or it could be kilometers because I'm in Japan. So, but it's a good distance. It's a good grip, and the winds are going across. You know, they're not going straight down yet. So then explain to me, if the nuclear release, the radiation that's releasing from that area, if it's so weak, how the heck is it getting all the way down here into Yokohama and even further down to Yokosuka to the GW down here? Um, doesn't make sense to me. And I'm thinking that there's a lot more radiation than what meets the eye. Yeah. Sorry to steal the line. I didn't mean to say that, but you know what I'm trying to say. Um, as far as any kind of fears or anything like that, I'm not really worried about it too much. The only reason why I say that is because I still keep the mentality that you only worry about things that you can control. And in this situation, you can't control radiation coming in your direction. You can't control the winds. You can't control radiation affecting your body, or you being subjected to the environment. But you do control things like getting the knowledge that you need to get in the time that you need to get it and make a sound decision smartly or wisely. Um, the reason why I say that is I'm pretty sure that if those people that were up there in Sendai were able to get their information soon enough, they could have made a sound decision to get the heck out of there. Just like the people that are trying to evacuate but can't. If it was me and I can't put gas in the car, I'm walking. I'm getting the heck out of there one way or another. I'm sure they got bicycles. I'd be getting on a bicycle and be leaving, because the areas where they are right now is not so much. They're not so much stricken by the tsunami area. I mean, there's areas that are there were, but those that can get the heck out, I'd be gone. I got feet. I'll be walking. If I find a bicycle along the way and ain't nobody using it, I'm gonna use it. So that's how I would do it. I mean, who knows what's going to happen? I guess the second explosion, or the not the second explosion, but the second tower that exploded, ended up causing a fire on the fourth one. And supposedly, I could be getting my stuff mixed up here, but at first they said that the fire was causing radiation to leak on number four. That doesn't really make much sense to me, because they're saying that that one was turned off or wasn't active. Um, but at the same time, how do you turn off a nuclear reaction? You can't. I mean, there's no on and off switch. You can't just turn on and off like a light switch. When that reaction's occurring, it goes until it fizzles out. There's no more. And I don't buy into that it was not active. Like 5 and 6, they're saying is not active, but at the same time, they're also saying, like later on tonight, I was listening to the news when I got home, and they're saying that even though it was not on, the radiation on the inside caught fire. Well, I'm like confused. I'm like, so is it the explosion from the second tower that caught the number 4 tower on fire, or is it the number 4 caught itself on fire? Doesn't make sense to me. Um, but so you got 4 now, 4 reactors that are messed up. 1, 2's leaking radiation. 3, I don't know, is probably leaking some radiation. 1's probably leaking some radiation. You can't sustain a blast like you've seen on all these other videos and have no damage to the reactors. Got to be out of your mind. What else? Especially 2. I don't know if you guys saw that, man. It's a massive explosion just going straight up. 1 was kind of more out, more wide, and then the number 2 tower was like a rocket through the sky, man. It was massive. Can't think of anything else much more to say But I'll try to keep you guys updated as much as possible what I hear, and hopefully they got some evacuation plans in place.